Welcome back, everyone, for one last game. We are on to Game 3 of the finals of the Lords of Middle-earth World Tournament between myself and Saved by Him. So we do the bidding with just tokens. So we went up to 7 tokens. He accepted 7 tokens. So we could see down here, instead of making a mess with Dwarven Rings up here, which works fine. There's nothing wrong with that. He decided to put the muster token on step 4, showing that he has 4 tokens of that to use, and the card draw token on step 3. So a game full of plot twists, turns, like a long, really epic one, is a fantastic description of game 2. This one is mega boring, so don't buckle your seatbelts. You'll be getting out again in like 5 minutes. So he puts out the usual Gimli token, Narya die, one eye in, away we go. Yep, decent rolls for both of us. He moves and he's safe. I decided to put on the Nazgul there because I have Shadow of Dol Guldur here, so like that's just it's nice to get those 9 orcs and the free movement with the Palantir here. He uses a token. So he uses one of the muster tokens to move... What did he move? Oh, he moved the north down. Right, because he has Power of Tom Bombadil. I guess he wanted to work with that. So I also use a token to bring Isengard to war. Then he plays Power of Tom Bombadil. So I hadn't fully made up my mind which way I was going with this army yet. But seeing his lack of musters, it makes me think of going towards Lorien, especially because since Gimli's out there, it makes the do line a lot less appetizing. So maybe this army takes out Lorien early and is strong enough to sweep down on Rohan, and then this army gets Gondor. Like, there's my 10 points. That's my tentative plan at the moment, anyway. So I'd go ahead and get Saruman here, thinking to myself that I want to hide which way I'm going. I don't want to make it too obvious, because if I go this way now, he can get the dwarves to war. If I don't go yet, then maybe he'll spend more dice working on the dwarves and, invest resources the wrong direction. So I wanted to hide that. Also thinking to myself, in the Lords of Middle-earth expansion, there's 28 character cards. It's pretty unlikely he has Mirror of Galadriel, right? Yeah, there it is. So if he moves now and gets hit and manages to kill Gandalf, then he could play that on the character die and get a Will of the West and get Gandalf the White turn 1. So that would be crazy. So he goes ahead and moves, but he doesn't get hit. So... I of course I am also bummed that I didn't hit him with 2 dice at 6 and 2 dice at 5s, but that's kind of good news for me that he didn't get hit right there, because can you imagine just Gandalf the White turn 1? I think I've only ever seen that like once ever, and in finals game 3 would be pretty crazy. So I play Shadow of Dol Guldur and I head towards Lorien. He moves again. Yeah, he moves again and does get hit, but it's a 3, which is perfect for killing Gandalf. Continue to move armies along towards Lorien and this army down from Barad-dûr. He uses that to get the dwarves to war. I was a little surprised by that. I thought it was pretty clear I'm not really doing the do line this game, so I probably would have drawn a strategy card or a character card if it were me. Or if you're really crazy, you could use a ring to move again. I think that would be a poor choice, though. So I get the Balrog just because, it's another die. And also, since Gandalf is out of the way, and I'm hopefully about to blow up Lorien, hopefully there's no eye to protect Strider from the Balrog. Anyway. There's no Galadriel's ring to protect Strider from the Balrog, so that if he does go this way, I'll have a chance at assassinating Strider. So. Okay, on we go. I pick up Cruel Weather. Always excited about Cruel Weather. I will go alone in Book of Mizarble. Interesting combo. Book of Mizarble, I guess, kind of sucks because the dwarves are already 1 step away from war. So, you're right there anyway. Okay, Fellowship is okay. 1 eye in, no more rolled, lots of attacks, and he rolls 4 movement. So, jeez. Just scary stuff, yeah. So I draw a strategy card. He passed, naturally. So I muster Sauron to war. Armies move along. Armies continue moving along. So I thought about trying to blow up Lorien this turn and getting the Witch King, which would be fine and reasonable. But I also just noticed I had enough attacks to get this army into West Emnet. So that's a good plug, to stop these guys from getting to Helm's Deep. And to get these guys into Helm's Deep, this turn, he'd have to use his Will of the West, and then he's not getting Gandalf. So obviously he is going to get Gandalf, right? So there he goes. He gets Gandalf. So yeah, I keep moving. Also, this way, not using the army dice to attack. This way I get to move 2 armies at the same time, right? And that really helps speed up this whole blowing up Lorien and the South 8 plan. Fellowship moves, and they're safe. Armies move. Fellowship moves, and they're hit, and it's another 3. That doesn't reveal them. So he takes a random, and it's a Hobbit. I was expecting the Hobbit to shoot out onto the map, but it was actually one of the alternate Hobbits. So, no, he's just gone. Yeah. Okay, so the army makes it to East Emnet, and the Southrons move towards Gondor. He uses a token to muster Rohan to war and march into Estemnet and finish putting together my Southrons in West Arondor. And the Fellowship moves again, and they're safe again. So that's where I go invent for victory points because, geez, man, like 6 moves in 2 turns and no reveals is just, oh, it doesn't feel good. And there he goes. He picks up Guards of the Citadel, so that helps. We Prove the Swifter also helps. Palantir and Rage of the Dunlendings, decent cards. Yeah, so there I am complaining about it a little bit. 6 moves unrevealed in 2 turns. What am I supposed to do? Option A, cry. Option B, lose. Or maybe both, hit both those buttons. So 1 eye in, no more rolled, and 4 movement for him. So yeah, it's a fast game both ways. Like my military is coming along decently and the Fellowship is also flying. So I besiege Helm's, he passes, I besiege Helm's Deep. I play Palantir of Orthanc. I was kind of hoping he'd use the Will of the West to take it away just so that, it decreases the odds of him getting to Mordor this turn, but he doesn't bite, which I think is the correct choice. I get the Black Captain. He gets Elrond, which I think is absolutely the right call. These 4 movement plus Elrond's Ring, there's a really good chance you get to Mordor in 3 turns, which is just amazing. So I besiege Lorien. He moves the Fellowship. They're safe. And there's Elrond's die to bring it back. I use Grond against Lorien. So I play Desperate Battle first. Looking at those rolls, I really wish I'd played Rage of the Dunlendings instead and taken 2 hits, because then those 4s would have been hits too. But so just 1 hit for me, 3 hits for him. That doesn't feel great. On to round 2. I think about it. I end up playing... That's right. I use Relentless Assault here. He uses Advantageous Position, so I go do no hits, and I just roll 4 6s. So, jeez. Real twist around. And 3 hits back, though. So, yeah, that army is pretty sufficiently defeated. It's not very helpful anymore. Fellowship moves again, and they're safe. I attack Osgiliath from South Ithilien. No card. I get 2 hits. He gets 1 hit back. So I'm using all my 6s in combat and not against the Fellowship, which is, depending how fast the Fellowship is, that's either great or it's awful. Fellowship moves again, and they're safe. So now I attack Minas Tirith. So Fellowship moves again, and they're safe. Have you counted how many times I've said that? It's been 8 times. Okay, so now we're attacking Helm's Deep. Okay, I get my 1 hit. He gets 1 hit back, because, yeah. So he thinks for a bit. I think he considered moving again, he's confirming that the Balrog does not, in fact, reveal, so that if he declares through the Balrog and it's a revealing tile, it doesn't reveal him, and I'm pretty sure that's the case. I'm pretty confident that's the case anyway. Either way, we didn't play like it. So he could move again, but he'd probably get hit. Well, actually, knowing the dice, he probably wouldn't get hit. He chooses not to move again, though. Uses a token to draw a card, and then plays Guards of the Citadel to defend Minas Tirith. So, that feels nice for sure. Okay, on we go to the next turn. I pick up Dreadful Spells and New Powers Rising. Balrog draws a 1. I was really hoping for an eye there. Just, because there's no Galadriel watching out for him. There's 4 tiles in there that would have just killed Strider, and that would have helped a lot. Okay, so he takes the 1 corruption. Makes sense. 1 eye in, 1 more rolled. He gets 2 movement and a couple H's. I've got 4 Palantirs, though, which is kind of... it could be cool, but my cards aren't really what I want to play right now. I want to either chuck in red tiles or hit the gas on military, and none of these cards really do that. New Powers Rising and Many Kings are both great mustering cards, but they're not where I want to attack. I've already got Helm's Deep, and I've already got Lorien, and... I've kind of got my last point set out. I want to finish off Minas Tirith, and then I want to take Edoras, Pelargir, Dol Amroth. So New Powers Rising and Many Kings both don't really help with that. And obviously I can't play Cruel Weather. So I don't... 4 Palantirs with Palantir of Orthanc is kind of cool, but it's just... It doesn't really fit for me right now. I would have rather had a couple musters so I could get the Southrons to war and go charge into Dol Amroth, So he thought for a while and then moves, and there's Smeagol, which is actually, I think, really what I wanted to see, because there's the potential of that slowing him down dramatically. If he hits a 0R, then he can't kill Smeagol, and then he's revealed, so he'd have to use that to hide again. Turns out he had I Will Go Alone. So he could have, if that had happened, he could have played I Will Go Alone with the Palantir just to get Smeagol out of the way so that he could hide with Strider again. And then he even had Safe Paths in the Dark to get We Shall Get It out of the way. So that's actually, he was prepared, man. He had the right cards for this scenario. So I get the mouth. He passes. I activate the Balrog. He passes. I move leadership around. So my plan here was that, like, one of the few cards I do have playable here that helps is Dreadful Spell. So I'm going to use that to siege, and then I'll get to draw a new card. But I forgot about that while I was moving Nazgul. So I put Nazgul over here for the sake of them being easier to use, right? Like to... sorry, 1 second. Got to turn that off. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Right, and then while I was moving them, I forgot that I wanted those Nazgul there for Dreadful Spells, because sometimes, like, if I got stuck next turn with like a ton of army dice, a ton of character dice and no army dice, then this army can't move, right? But if I have at least one Nazgul with them, then they can move and try their stuff against Dol Amroth. So that was why I did that, but I forgot. So yeah, here we are. He plays Weeper of the Swifter, chucks Gandalf under the bus in Minas Tirith, which I think makes a lot of sense. And now I'm realizing that I made that poor choice of not bringing all the Nazgul. But I play it anyway, because what else am I going to do with all these Palantirs? And I get 2 hits, so that helps. I draw a strategy card. Maybe I should have drawn character cards here. There is Black Captain Commands and Ring Wraiths are abroad to help with military, and there's 4 red tiles out there. But at this point, I'm pretty much just praying that he doesn't get a lot of movement next turn, and that I get lots of attacks next turn, because I like 1 red tile's probably not going to save me. So I need the luck to turn, pretty much. So he moves again, and it's a 1R, so that's a bummer. Would have really liked to see a 0R. I guess it's better than an I, though, because an I would have done 3 damage. It would have been a perfect Smeagol sacrifice. So 1R is at least something. But he's back to Strider, so he can hide and keep running, and life is good. So I play New Powers Rising here anyway, because, like, again, I don't have much to do with all these Palantirs. I figure I might as well try to cycle into a better combat card, because Great Host won't do well against Minas Tirith right now. Like, it won't trigger, and he's got Gandalf to cancel a bunch of my leadership, so it's unlikely that I could play it and have it trigger. Like, I'd have to get a couple hits, like at least 1, and him not get very many hits back, and that's not super likely. So this way, at least I get to cycle cards, and there's more, dudes on the map here for maybe, like, if this army besieges Dol Amroth and it needs help, maybe I get Shadows Gather down. Like, it's more than nothing anyway. So I cycle into another strategy card. King is revealed. That's man. Yeah, maybe I really should have been drawing character cards. I don't know, man. It's tough. So I attack Minas Tirith. He shines. I'm playing Desperate Battle, I think, against his shield wall. So I get 1 hit. He gets 4. Oh, no, 3. Oh, it should have been 4, but we only got 3. Heh. Oh, well. So I press for free. Swarm of Bats against Heroic Death. So I get 2 hits, and he cannot use Gandalf for it. He gets 2 hits back. He uses a token to draw a card. I use the ring to attack Minas Tirith again. I'm suspicious, that he might have drawn Sudden Strike or Confusion, both of which could be devastating. So I play Swarm of Bats now. And he played Confusion, so yeah, happy to have my Swarm of Bats out. So I get 1 hit, and he gets 2 hits, which I was really bummed about, because I'm doing a free press here, and then if I had even 1 more regular, then this Great Host would be guaranteed trigger. But now if he gets a hit, then my Great Host doesn't work. So I do my free press, I play Great Host, and I do not get a 6, and he does. So my Great Host does not work, and Gandalf survives to see another turn. So he uses a ring to move again, which I think is absolutely correct. Like, the Fellowship's in great health, might as well just keep your foot on the gas. It's an eye, which is, like, it does hurt. That's definitely the worst tile for him to draw right now, but, like, again, he's in such good health, it does not matter. So he takes a random, and it's Legolas. So yeah, there you go. So I play Olog High to, make the siege more likely next turn, and I get to draw a card. So now I'm drawing character cards because I feel like I really need a red tile to have any shot. Like, he's got 5 dice. If he gets even 1 movement next turn, he's got a very good chance of pulling it off, because he still has a ring he could use. Fellowship hides, and off we go. Okay. So 1 eye in, 3 more rolled, and he gets 3 movement again. So yeah, it's feeling very grim. He gets a 2R, takes a random, and it's the other Hobbit. So I need to draw a red tile to mathematically have a shot here, right? Like, none of these cards I have can do anything to hurt the Fellowship, and he's guaranteed to dunk against any tile next turn. So I could use Palantir, play something, and draw again. None of these cards are really like they don't work. None of them work. I guess I could play Captain of Despair, but again, that's yeah, that's whatever. No, I guess that could have made sense. Like, well, no, let's see. Right now, and I would do 5 damage. He hides again. I play something with the character die, so then it would do 6 damage. He'd still move, eat Strider, and go up to 9. Yeah, never mind. That wouldn't help at all. So instead, I decide to attack Minas Tirith and use the Witch King's ability to cycle and hopefully get a new card that way. So I attack Minas Tirith. He shines. I'm playing Words of Power. Not a hit, and he gets a hit. I use the free press with the mouth. No card, and I get a 6 this time. I get 2 6s this time. So the Witch King in the mouth almost died, but they live, and they did kill Gandalf, so hoorah. So he hides, and yeah, the jig is up. I can't play anything, and he knows that, so yeah, we didn't actually even bother playing that out. So I drew a few more character cards here just to check, like, if I had drawn character cards last turn, what would I have gotten? Turns out, yeah, these definitely would not have helped. Those would not have saved the day, so... yeah, so that's that. He ties a world record. Like turn 5 is the fastest dunk that has ever been done, as far as I'm aware, anyway, in both base or lords. So yeah, that's it's epic in the sense that it's a world record at a game 3 in a world's finals. Not very epic in the sense like it's not exactly exciting content. Like I really wish that game 2 had been game 3, you know, because that was a lot closer. That was had a lot more interesting decisions to make, and was a lot closer. Yeah, so a quick look at the statistics. I couldn't believe that he's only +3 on movement. It really felt like I think every turn except 1, he had 3 movement. So I'm a little surprised that that's only +3. Yeah, he's -3 on musters, -2 on H's, +1 on Palantirs, +2 character, +1. Like, I guess there's also fractions there, so it's probably +2 point something, right? And +1 point something, so. +3 on 6s for me, that's Lorien for you. +7 on hits for him, that was felt, yeah. -2 on musters, overall, +3 on attacks, though. Yep, that also feels about accurate. +2 on Palantirs, -2 eyes. Yep, that feels about right. Balrog rolled a lot of dice for me, so that was nice. Wait, the Balrog rolled an eye earlier? I guess the Witch King wasn't out. Yeah, it was a bit of a late Witch King, yeah. So anyway, that's the finals. That's the last tournament game you'll get from me on this YouTube channel. I'm going to post one game in a little bit, hopefully the worst luck winner for the Lord's Tournament. That was something I advertised at the beginning. Like, I want to give a prize out to the person who had the worst luck overall. If I wasn't already winning for being in second place, I would have submitted this game for that. But yeah. Yeah, so I'm going to do a little video on that, and you know, like I said in game 1, I'm retiring, so I'm not going to be doing tournaments and league playoffs anymore and doing videos on them. But you know what? If someone sends me a really exciting game, like maybe if I have, you know, a random scrap of spare time here and there, I might do that and upload it. So yeah, so no more games from me, but maybe a game on this channel every now and then anyway. And obviously the worst luck winner in the near future. So anyway, thanks for watching. Congrats to Saved by Him on first place. He definitely earned it. He played very well over these 3 games. And also, this is an extra fun timeline. Gimli's Axe, I played against him very early on in this tournament. I think he was the first opponent I had. And I won against him, and he's Saved by Him's son. So that's a fun revenge story for them anyway, because obviously me and Saved by Him started on opposite ends of the tournament. So I joked about that afterwards, that like, yeah, who knows, maybe your dad will beat me in the finals and avenge you, and what do you know, that's exactly what happened. So I thought that was pretty funny anyway. But, yeah, thanks for watching. See you around.